What's good, YouTube? We back with another banger, because every video is a banger. This your boy Hamothy. Welcome back to an episode of Kush and Beans. Hey man, I got a banger for y'all today, man. So today we're gonna try cloning again. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take clone from here, clone from here, clone from there, and a clone from there. So a total of 4 clones. We're gonna take that. Alright. And I'm gonna show y'all how to do it this time. We actually last time, if you guys know, we did some cloning, we were unsuccessful. This time we actually took some of y'all advice. Let me show y'all over here. For the cloning process, we got some rapid rooter. We're gonna be using that today. We also got some Clonex. That's all we're gonna be using. Right here we have some purified water. We're gonna soak our rapid rooter in there. We also picked up the Vivosun cloning kit. So this is where our clone's gonna live. You know, clone's gonna live in here. We got the light in there. So yeah, I'm gonna show y'all how to do this cloning this time around. Just stay tuned, man. All right. So the first step is choosing your clone. So like I said, we're gonna pick one of these. Now what I like to do is I like to pick clones from the bottom that probably wouldn't even make it anyway. So you pick your clones out. What you want to do is pick the one you like, and then once you pick the ones you like, you're gonna place it in the water. And then after that, I'll show you guys how to trim it and then the wrap rooter. Give me a second. Let me go ahead and grab a few clones, okay? All right. All right. So we got our clones, right? Pretty simple, okay? This right here is our rainbow haze, right here. What we're going to do is all these extra nodes right here, we're going to trim all this off, right? We're only going to leave this top node, okay? So then what we're going to do after that is you want to take some of your Clonex, right? And you're going to put it inside of here, right? You're just going to put it inside your lid, right? And just like last time, right? You want to try to keep everything clean and sanitary. You want to try to wear gloves if possible, right? That's how you keep everything clean and sanitary. So then what you'll do is you'll dump a tiny bit of Clonex in here. Tiny bit, tiny bit. Right? So you got a tiny bit of Clonex. Alright, so tiny bit of Clonex in there, right? And what you guys will do is, before we even begin, you're gonna take your rotor, you're gonna take your rapid rooter, you're gonna just let it soak in some water. And what you'll do is you'll take it out the water, you'll drench it just a tiny bit, right? Then you want to take this, make the hole a little bit better. What I want to do is just make the hole a little bit wider, so that way when you put the Clonex on, it don't just smear off hitting the corner of the hole, right? And then you just take a part in your thing, you put it in there. Next, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take your clone, right? You're gonna knock all these off. Right? And then what I like to do is knock all these off. What I like to do is just trim the fan leaf just a little bit. Right? And then what you'll do is you'll trim it right about here at a 45-degree angle. So the clone look just like this. And what you'll do is you'll take, right, and move this out the way. You'll take the side of your, and you'll scrape this very well, removing this outer membrane off of this. Once you remove the outer membrane, You take your clone and you dump it in your Clonex and you stick it in your hole. It's as easy as that. It's as easy as that. So this one is your all this extra off. Trim the leaves a little bit. Right? Then you just scrape the outer edge. Right? Once you scrape the outer edge off, make sure you scrape it off real good. Then you just dump it in the Clonex. So this one is the Bruce Banger. Boom. Just like that. And to show you guys how it would look in here, right? You got the Bruce Banger. Right? So give me a second. Let me clean up a little bit and I'll show you guys how inside the tent look. All right, so this is how we're looking once we're done cutting our clones. Now, what we're gonna do is at the bottom of this here, we're gonna add some water. Right, so this is just straight pH water. Nothing too crazy, nothing too crazy. Just gotta make sure it's gotta be moisture at the bottom or the roots will dry out if we don't have enough liquid in here. Beautiful, just like so. And then what we want to do now is we're going to add the top to here. Hold on, let me just dump this water into my spray bottle right quick. Cool. Cool, beautiful. So once we do all of that, now what we're going to do is the top right here, you want to spray in it and you want to create humidity. You want it to be humid as fuck in here. And you just spray the pens real quick. And then you just throw your top on. Just like so. All right, and just like that, we have our clones in here. Now what we want to do is we want to let it go for a few days. Hopefully in about 10 days we'll have roots. And once we have roots, we'll leave them in here and then we'll just transplant them into our solo cups. And we'll let them grow in here until we're ready to move them into the 4x4. So these right here will be season 2's versions of clones that will be growing in the 4x4. You know, but make sure y'all stay tuned, man. As always, man, I hope you learned something. We also got this heat mat on. The heat mat is set to 78 degrees. Is what this heat mat is set to. I don't know if you can tell, but it's set to 78 degrees. So we do have the heat mat on. We have our lights on. So now we just wait, man. As always, man, this your boy Hamothy on Kush and Beans, man, telling you to stay lit, stay growing. I'm going to catch you on the next one, man. Peace out.